Hey, y'all. Eric Adcock, This Awkward Life, 2026, just clicking right along. I want to talk about Jack Savage. First of all, it's probably the greatest name in sports history, Jack Savage. My new hobby this year, or end of last year, was collecting autographs from just common, everyday players in baseball, football, and basketball. And I've had this card for a pitcher named Jack Savage. He played from 1987 to 1990. Had a lot of arm problems, but he played for the Dodgers. I think he played for the Mets and maybe Minnesota. But I sent a card to him, and he signed it, sent it back, and it got me to thinking about baseball players, and just stats are phenomenal when it comes to baseball. To put things into perspective, there are only let's do this first. Baseball has been a game. The first ever recorded baseball game was April 22nd, 1876. That's been 150 years ago almost. In that time, there have been close to, let's see how many players. I asked AI how many players had been on major league rosters, and they said it has been about 22,500 players have made the major league rosters in 150 years. Now, that's a lot. That's a lot. But as far as in the Hall of Fame, in other words, the Hall of Fame is where they say the best players are. There are only 352 players. 279 were elected. So less than 1% of everybody that's played in the last 150 years has made the Hall of Fame. And somebody asked me the other day, why am I collecting just common everyday players? Because without them, there's nothing. If you've played a game for 150 years and you've had almost 23,000 individuals play that game, and less than 1% of those make the Hall of Fame or considered the best, you can't play with just that many. If it had been them, they'd have never even had a game to compete. Who's important are the common everyday players that showed up, and they wasn't superstars. They didn't get treated like superstars. They didn't make superstar money. They just came to play, and they played good. They competed at a high level. 2026, I would like to get rid of my main character syndrome. I am terrible about having main character syndrome, and I'd like to get rid of that as a confession. Okay. Jack Savage didn't have main character syndrome, Maybe he did when he was at a different level, but when he got to the major leagues, he was happy to be there. He made up this machine that helped these guys. The guys in the Hall of Fame really need to send a big shout-out letter to every of the common players that played every day and competed every day, but never was considered the best. We always want to be the best. We want to be that guy. We put it in where we want to be the CEO. We want to be the best driver. We want to be in the Hall of Fame of faith. We want to be the one that's singing the leads. We want to be the one that sings the solos. We want to be the best this, best that. Well, you can take any organization, and my life revolves around church. You can take the greatest anointed preachers, the greatest singers, musicians, Sunday school teachers, whatever it may be. If regular, everyday people just don't show up, if we don't show up, if people don't show up to go to church, then there is no church. The upper level are the ones that do so much. It's just so few of them. And without us, the common everyday saint on the pew, there is no church. There is no church. Everybody's important, but in a business, the CEO's great. Unless he doesn't have anybody want to work for him. Then he's the CEO of nothing, not a zilch, nothing. So be happy if you're not the main character. Be happy to be a part of a team. Jack Savage. Man, that's a great autograph. I'm going to put some of these stats in the show notes. But yeah, I learned a lot from Jack Savage. Maybe I'll get him on the podcast. I don't know. But you don't have to be the main character to find joy and happiness. You don't have to do that. You can be happy just being on the team, being a part of a team. Amen? All right, then.